So I want to talk to you about something that is very important in my own life, and I'm sure it affects a lot of people. We are very often afraid of sharing our own views and opinions because we are afraid of being judged. We are afraid of, losing friends. We don't want to be ridiculed, and the problem with that is that if you're trying to please others, you cannot really be your true authentic self. You're lying to yourself. You cannot be truly happy if you are trying to fit into someone else's box. And I want to give you some examples of people who, despite being laughed at, despite what others would think of them, decided to be themselves, and it worked out really well for them. So take a look at this first video of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
World Bodybuilding Championships all together, and now I said to the agent, the Hollywood agent, I want to get into movies. He said, that's funny, Arnold. I asked a studio executive, I say, I want to get into movies. I want to be a leading man. He started laughing. So they all say it's impossible. I said, why is it impossible? He says, because look at how big you are. You weigh 250 pounds. Hercules bodies and muscular bodies weighing 20 years ago. And then they told me, he says, and your accent, even if you reduce all your body weight and everything and have a normal body, your accent. I said, your accent, it will go give people goosebumps. With the German accent, it will get people the creeps. They will get scared. He says, no one in Hollywood ever has become a leading man that had an accent. Doesn't happen. People in America want to hear their actors talk like John Wayne, or like Burt Reynolds, or like Clint Eastwood. Not like someone on Hogan's Heroes or something like that, some Nazi movie. That's the kind of stuff that they heard. They said, no, you see, it's impossible. And plus your name who can pronounce Schwarzenschnitzel or something like that. No one can pronounce that, so forget about it, Arnold. This is the kind of thing that I heard. Imagine, you go from studio executive to studio executive, from agent to agent, from manager to manager, and they all said exactly the same thing. Now that's very encouraging, isn't it? But you know something? I didn't give a shit. I didn't.
So he's a great example proving that you can establish your own identity by being yourself. He was confident in himself, and despite ridicule from so-called experts, he decided to do his own thing. And look at him now, right? No one would ever learn about Arnold Schwarzenegger if he would actually listen to these people. Another really good example is JP Sears, who is a vlogger, comedian, author. I remember watching him a couple of years ago during an interview where he was saying that he wanted to create video content, but he felt like he needs to create serious video content because he was a coach and he felt like, he has to build some kind of persona and identity online that is serious in order to attract clients. And he decided, it wasn't really in his nature. He wanted to do funny stuff, and he decided to do it anyway. And it turned out that the videos went completely viral. He just got millions and millions of views, and people just loved his style. He built his own style, his own identity. And you have to remember that there is always going to be someone who might resonate with what you're saying or your identity, and there will always be someone who's gonna laugh or might not agree with it, and that's fine. So the reason why I'm creating this video is because I was one of those people. I was afraid of being judged. I went through my spiritual awakening a couple of years ago, and I didn't want to talk about these experiences publicly, because I was afraid that a lot of my friends would think I'm crazy. And I decided I cannot be who I am if I'm not sharing what's really important to me. And you have to remember that we're living in a digital, interconnected world where you will always find your tribe. You will always find people that resonate with who you are, and those who will maybe find it funny or laugh, and it's normal. It's something that, if you're putting yourself out there, there will always be someone who's going to like it, and there's always going to be someone who might ridicule it, and that's fine. So someone said that the greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people think. Just think about that. You don't want to be waking up one day when you are 80 and thinking that, I was afraid to share who I was because I was afraid of judgment. And if your friends gonna laugh behind your back, maybe they shouldn't be your friends in the first place.